Hi, my name is Leah Lowry. I work for the Climate Initiative, and my partner over here, Melissa
Lucci, Kennebunk High School science teacher.
And together we teach the Gulf of Maine Field Studies.
So what we want to do is model for you what we do with our students to immediately get everyone at ease with one another.
They are going to think for a few minutes, and then they're going to draw or write about their happy place. What is the thing or the place you go to? It can be inside, it can be in nature.
So at first when we were talking about happy places, I thought that was like a little cheesy, like, oh yay, let's go to our happy place. But really everybody has one.
So the first person talks for 1 minute about their happy place. The most important piece about this is that the other person may not talk. How often, raise your hand, if you start a conversation with somebody and you get partway into your story and somebody interrupts you? So the next 30 seconds, their partner is going to explain back what they heard. So after that minute and a half is up, they switch places. At the end of it, we all regroup and we debrief. And this is where the magic starts to happen. No, you guys are all more open and you're listening.
You're at ease.
You're at ease, right? When we're talking about communicating, we usually start with this exercise because it puts us all in a common place. It teaches students to listen. And we say that about 1,000 times while we're talking. Listen, 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 listen. And when you forget what to do, listen some more. The most important thing you can possibly do to make anyone feel worthwhile is to listen to them. The other thing that we try to teach is eye contact.
Because if you know that I'm talking to you and I'm keeping eye contact with you, then I care. If I'm looking over here and I'm still talking to you, that's disingenuous, right?
So the first thing after learning how to listen is we start talking about language.
And because we're teaching you in the science language, the language of science, it doesn't mean that everyone is going to be familiar with the language of science. And then also to avoid using polarizing language.
Climate change is not an us or them, it's all of us.
We have students interview community members.
Really teaching them how to write a question to get the answer that they're seeking.
How long do you think it will be until the effects of climate change that we all hear about all the time are a reality in Kennebunk and Kennebunkport?
We're seeing the effects now.
Slowly, the temperature increases. And so I think that's why you see a lot of people questioning climate change, because it's not something that happens overnight. You know, you wake up and it snowed overnight and you can see it. Okay, I believe it, there was a snowstorm. But in this case, we're seeing little changes, and people have a lot of different philosophies about why those changes are occurring.
And I also hear fishermen say that their children may not be able to inherit the business that they've had or that the family has had for generations, because they're not sure that lobsters will be here.
The effect that the humans have had in terms of taking fossil carbon and putting it up in the atmosphere has dramatically changed our climate.
We talked about the sharks yesterday. We had a confirmed sighting in Wells. Is that because the water temperature is getting warmer?
What do you think us as a younger generation and really a group of teens could do to combat climate change?
I hear a lot of people my age, younger and older, talk about the kids and what the kids are saying and what the kids are telling them. And so they are listening, and you guys do impact them.
Once you get into adulthood, you tend to, kind of fixate on issues and problems. But right now, you all have the, opportunity to look and say, here's what we want our world to look like. Here's what we want our environment to look like.
How many of you heard a consideration that you hadn't even thought of before?
Before this, I acknowledge the presence of climate change, but I haven't done anything about it. I just acknowledge that it's happening. And now I think I have to get more educated personally and with other people.